Hello, welcome everyone to the Dream Stream. This is our podcast, and I am your host, Yiskah Koock. And I don't have continuity today because I'm hoping that Carla Mazzio, who I spoke with in the last episode, is going to come and join me and Ellen Ronis. Hello, Ellen.
Hi.
Create a little dream group.
Here. Yeah, it's really nice to be here on Zoom to see your face, and we're actually doing this.
You.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, I was thinking whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 or more, doing a dream group, it's always nice to just have everyone speak in the beginning. And, some this is from Jeremy Taylor, my dream teacher, and some groups are way too big to have everybody share a dream in the beginning, but you can share like a dream title. So do you want to think about a dream, a recent dream that you want to share a title?
Sure. What would I call this dream? Not my size.
Not my size.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That was a dream I had last night.
Oh, well, do you want to tell the whole dream then? What a good segue.
Sure. Well, sure. Sure. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do a different format or whatever, but
I had to look it up too, because I didn't know what I was going to say. Okay, let me just do it real quick, and then let's see. $101.
That's your dream title?
My dream title. But I would love to hear, please, your dream.
Okay. So it was again, I've been having, I think I mentioned this in the last time that we spoke quite a few weeks ago, that my dream world has been very sparse, like imagery, just like an image, but I'm getting them, but just like a little glimpse. It's very strange for me. So the glimpse or image that I got last night was I'm in a clothing store that I think was it felt like it was like a Gap clothing store or some kind of a very familiar type clothing store. And it was kind of dark, and there were all these different rooms that you went in to see the clothes in your size. And somebody said, oh, your size is in that room. And I said, oh, I was already in there. And those were like the big, giant, extra large sizes. And she said, no, your size is in with them. And I went in that room, and there was like nothing. There was like one garment hanging, or two, maybe. There was like nothing in the store. Everything was totally empty, or just a few random little things in the store. And that was the whole dream.
Wow, wow. So how did you feel when you woke up from this dream?
Yeah, kind of disturbed, kind of like how I think I feel underneath, what's going on today, these days. That there's,
I got that hit too.
Yeah, right. Like the fear that there's
strong coronavirus, like
I'm sure of
behind. There's nothing's left in the stores, and I think, oh yeah, your clothes. Oh, I don't want to jump into my projections yet. Let's do a reality check. This is, by the way, this is Robert Moss's lightning dream work method. So reality check. Have you ever worked at a Gap?
I never have worked at a Gap. I have worked at a clothing store a million years ago when I was a kid, but you feel connected to that. It just and it wasn't a familiar space, and it wasn't familiarly set up as a store. It was very dark and weird, and so that wasn't normal, but could
Right.
have been, could have been
Right.
certain
Right.
circumstance normal. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe much
Um,
else about that.
and well, Robert Moss always asks this question, but in this situation, I'm not feeling that this is necessarily what we need to ask, but could any of this happen? Well, maybe. I mean, maybe we do need
Yeah,
to look
well,
at
I think
that.
that's what I was saying when I said, like, this isn't familiar, but it could be familiar. Like, it could be like a
Yeah.
building that you walk into and it's a little bit dark and it's got
Yes.
some racks here and
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
It wasn't any it wasn't like a surreal image. I mean, it was surreal in the energy of it, but it was certainly something that could have been, could
Yeah.
be, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So, if I may offer some projections,
Sure.
if
I
this
always like
were,
that.
yeah, if
Mm.
this were my dream, I feel this urgency also from the coronavirus crisis. And, there's been some panic, and in many countries all over the globe, the stores don't have their inventory and they're getting sold out of everything. And
Mhm.
I think it's interesting that it is called the gap, because it does feel a little bit like we're in a
Mhm.
void. We're in a void right now. We're in a gap right now. And I think that, Ellen, I think you have like a mean sister part of yourself, like you're
Mhm.
the mean sister to yourself, meaning, um, oh no, your clothes are in with the extra large size. Like they're in there. You belong in there, and it's like, these aren't my size. These don't fit, you know. And I think that, oh, but you did name the dream uh
Not my
title of the dream,
size.
not my size. So
Size, yeah.
I'm glad, you're sticking up for yourself.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's such a good way to look at it, because it's true that I do have that
Yeah.
part of me, but I don't, it doesn't feel consciously active these days, that part
Okay.
of me down on myself about anything really. I feel, in fact, yeah, I feel pretty great for the most
Great.
part, even
Oh,
though we're
great.
going through this. But
It's
I
amazing how people just needed a break, some time off. I don't
yes,
think we realized how much everyone
yeah,
needed
yes,
just to stop.
agreed.
Just stop. This is such a unique time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I except for last night, I didn't sleep well last night, and I know exactly why. I just ate too much too late and weird combinations of food,
Oh,
and my stomach
Passover.
didn't feel very well. No, it wasn't even because of that. It was just whatever, for whatever reason. It was comfort. I was just doing a little
Yeah,
binge
yes.
thing. And yeah, so my belly didn't feel so well, and I was like up a lot, tossing and turning, but generally
Yeah.
I have been sleeping so well, and my body feels
Oh,
so rested from doing,
yes.
for those who are listening who don't know, I'm a massage therapist and have been for 34 years, and I do, deep tissue
Yes.
massage. My body is like,
Yeah.
thank you, great spirit that made
You
this
nurturing everyone
opportunity.
else to have this opportunity to nurture
Yeah,
yourself. So that makes me really happy, because I know you
thank
can be really hard on yourself, but also you can advocate for yourself. So that's
you.
wonderful. Just saying it for everyone in our dream. And I'm always,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, forgive me if I'm talking more directly. I want to keep it in projection. So if this were my
Mhm.
dream, these would be my thoughts. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so what
Trying to
would
think
you,
if there's anything, yeah, that
yeah,
I want to know
yeah,
about it. I guess it is kind of curious, like, why was my size thrown into the room of the extra larges? And
right.
maybe it was just what you said, like, just to remind me
That, yeah,
not to be hard on myself about really anything right
it's
now.
just
Like,
my
don't be hard on
projection.
myself about anything. Like, the easiest thing for me to be hard on myself about would be my body.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
that's just what my unconscious put right up front, but really, it could just be, don't be hard on yourself about anything, because right now it's just about just sinking into this new thing, this
Yes.
just brand new thing, and this unknown. And yeah, I think that the place that I am being a little hard on myself now is where I feel like I have to figure out the next step of my life, like all,
Right.
because even for
Right.
many years before this all happened, I have been wondering, like, what else can I do since my body is not really liking this work anymore, and a lot other parts of me are not enjoying it either,
Yes.
actually, as much
Yes.
on some
Yes.
level. And I feel like there's so much more of me to come forth, and there's more things that I want to do, but
Of
I just can't
course.
quite grasp what it is. And I have days where I'm totally peaceful, and other days where I'm like, I need to figure this out. I have this time, and now is the time to figure out my next beat. And so every time I go into that, I'm just like, whoa, girl.
You know what
Back
I'm
up.
thinking? Just whatever. If this were my question, I would ask myself, uh, what about those paint and wine? What about like organizing some, paint the canvas and drink wine night outs for people? Like, what about creating that? I think we spoke
Yeah.
about that before.
Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, because I do painting and art, and I have been doing some
Hmm.
little bits of art and things. And I know there's so many possible ideas. There's so many
Yeah,
like little things that, I could do that. I can do.
yeah. Or are you
Yeah,
are you thinking like more of a
I'm thinking a little bit more of a career move, because
okay?
yeah, because I do still need to work, and I
Yeah.
do need to earn a living. I need to earn money.
Hmm. Hmm.
Unfortunately, I still need to do that, and probably will for quite some time. So
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
it to
yeah,
be something that I can include, like all these different parts of myself. The creative, the artistic side, and the
yes,
therapeutic side, and the
yes,
spiritual side, and the dream, and the blah blah blah. All the different things that I
yes,
do. I would love
yes.
to be able to package that into something, some kind of
Right.
therapy,
What would
counseling.
that be? That would be
Yeah.
like,
Well, I think it would be some kind of a therapy or counseling, because I
yeah,
do have a lot of skills like that.
yes.
Um,
I think
I
you're
just,
right.
want to be able to be comfortable calling myself something along those lines without crossing over any ethical and legal boundaries. And
Yes.
because I'm not a certified
Oh,
therapist
right.
or
You're just getting a
licensed.
shingle, and
I feel very
people's
confident that I
guide.
can do
You
that
could,
and help
yeah, you
people
could be like
as well.
other people's coach, life
Yeah.
coach. You could be a
Yeah.
life coach.
I'm a type of a life coach. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Maybe. This is just a big maybe. So to all those
Yeah.
out there listening, just thinking about things is all.
Yeah. Drawing,
Yeah.
drawing it at the wall and seeing what's
Let's see what sticks. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
really the main
sorry.
the main point that I wanted to make was not so much about what I'm thinking of doing as much as that I want to be easy on myself about not feeling like I have to um yeah, fit into something, which maybe goes with the dream, fit into that size or fit into that
Right.
room
Oh, isn't that
that isn't
interesting?
quite that isn't quite my size, or it's
That's
like I'm
been a
cramming.
regular theme we've
Yeah.
been working with, Ellen,
Yeah. Yeah.
I yeah. But did you say that you have a recent this was tonight. This was last night rather? This dream?
Yes, this was last night.
Oh, okay. Okay. And what did you dream that before that?
So before, I had several dream images, and they were very related to this whole pandemic thing. Um, it was like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie called The Road or read the book.
Um,
It's like a post-apocalyptic, really
I
dark,
believe I have.
really dark, difficult, dark, but very well done. But anyway, it was like that scenario where it's like post-apocalyptic and there's nobody there. There's absolutely nobody. Like I'm
Oh
just kind of
gosh.
observing from somewhere that I can't see myself. But it's just this dark gray, like shadows or clouds, on over the earth, but everything is kind of got this weird greenish gray color. And that's it. And I've had several of those. It's very
Oh,
similar. several of those
Oh, like
dreams
recently, not, yeah, during this pandemic. That's
recently during this
that's
pandemic thing. Yeah.
terrifying.
I know.
It's
It
all
oddly it is.
green, green,
Yeah.
undefinable. Yeah, that's yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is, although I didn't necessarily feel terrified from it, but it was just more like, oh yeah, this is really happening on every level. This isn't just happening out in the world, it's happening in my own psyche. There's something that is
wow,
just
okay.
like, I don't know, as above, so below, the microcosm and the macrocosm. It's like
Yes,
what's happening out there is
yes.
happening inside a little bit, but it's not, it didn't feel scary. It just felt like almost like a clearing of the playing field, like
Hmm.
emptying it all out, um, just so we can start over. That's
Yes,
kind of how I feel. Yeah.
yes. I'm sorry. I'm just looking. I have something from at the very end of February, but I'm just one. Are you ringing?
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to shut this off. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't like lose you. Oh, stop. Oh, see, it keeps ringing it even on the computer. Sorry about that.
Oh, I know. I just dealt with this dream. Oh, I didn't deal with that part. No.
Well, you said you had a dream. You gave a title. Do you want to talk about that one or?
$101.
Yeah. I mean, just because you
Um,
gave it.
so it was quite immemorable. I remember there was people bustling around, not not any distinguishable that I might, recognize from my life. And I had to write a check for $101. And it was one of those dreams where okay, go from the kitchen to the counter, and the owner will sit at the table. So it was a lot of trying to find the right place to write this check. And
Mm,
that was it. That was
mm,
really, yeah.
mm. How did you feel? How did you feel in the dream or when you woke up?
I think I was frustrated in the dream that there wasn't anywhere I could go to just, sit down and write, or stand at the counter and write. But when I woke up, I I stayed in one position to try to gather up all the pieces of the dream. So I don't know if other dreamers do this, but sometimes if you have a number of dreams, if you roll around in your sleep a bit, if you sleep on your left side, then that dream would come. But if you turn position to your right side, it's very spatial as well. So
Hmm.
so that's what I was doing that morning. I was trying to rein in all the pieces. And so I kind of lay back on my right side. And so I just felt a little what did I feel? I had to I felt like I had to capture it, like catch it in a butterfly net. I
Mm.
felt like more of a craving for a dream than yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, it feels like, my projection, but just like that, the like almost like you were trying, it's rolling around to try to get something more from it, like
Yeah,
changing
it's
positions to see
true.
what else would come in to
Yeah.
clarify or
Yes.
give you something solid or some solid place to write the check.
Yes. That's very interesting. That's so
Yeah,
funny. It's like a
yeah.
mirror image of trying to, was running, well, right, so wanting to write the check. So I guess that tells me that that dreams are very valuable. I want to
Mm-hmm.
write this check for $101, which is
Mm-hmm.
gematria, so that's 11, really. 1 plus 0 plus 1. And
Right.
11 is such a special number for so
Mm-hmm.
many people, including me. And
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it's just showing me that trying to capture more of the dream is a very valuable, worthwhile, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Like a good
purposeful,
endeavor.
purposeful.
Yeah. It is a curious amount. Yeah.
Right.
101 is kind of a
Yeah.
fun amount. And yeah, and it just my projection is that I feel really frustrated, like not being able
Yeah.
to like find my
Yes.
place, which I can sort of relate to, not about, sitting down and doing a task, but just in general, like that feeling of what is my place right now? Am I in the
Yes.
kitchen? Am I in the, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now. Cause normally I say in quotes,
Yes.
I'm supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
supposed to be working
There's
on
no
people.
normal anymore, Ellen.
Yeah, I'm supposed
No
to be
more
treating
normal.
people and doing, yeah. So I was just like, should I be sitting it? And interestingly, just as another projection to your dream, I have been, probably like many of us, I'm doing my things, whatever bill
Yes.
paying and all this
Yes.
everywhere. Like I take I'm over here at the couch, and before I was at my desk, and
Oh,
then
oh, oh.
I was
Yes.
in the room. I'm just like, it's almost like
That's
I can
exact.
feel that sense of not knowing where to land in a
That's
way.
exactly the feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, yeah. I think I'm a little bit like that too. It's like, okay, these three important pages and stamps are on the high stool in the kitchen. Don't knock them down. It's like, and I tell you, it's good for me for sure, but such a challenge for me because I usually have home health aid care,
Mhm.
and people come and help me out in the house, but now nobody's coming in.
Oh, wow. Right.
So, and it's good for me to have to fold my clothes, but it's challenging. It's challenging, not
Yeah.
the use of my right hand.
Yes.
Dishes I can do, that's just, I always think of Thich Nhat Hanh when I do the dishes. He says, when you do the dishes, just feel the water, the warm water on your hands, and like have it be a sensual experience, which
Mm,
lovely for mindfulness. uh
very nice.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we are all needing to be I mean, I don't know if we're needing to, but I feel that way too. I feel like just more mindful about everything, partly because there isn't anything else to do. I mean, there's plenty to do. We can always find a lot of things that, cleaning the shelves, blah, blah. There's a million things that
yeah,
we
yes,
put off because we're tired or busy or whatever.
right,
But I'm not talking about just filling up space. I mean, like, what is this time really about? And
yes,
just the mindfulness of
yes,
everything. Like,
yes.
every walk I take is like I feel the earth, and it's like a
Ah,
meditation. Everything.
yes,
Um,
beautiful.
yeah. I
No,
mean,
I'll
that's the
remind
yeah.
us all that Ellen is in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and
Mhm.
Yiskah is in New Paltz, New York. Yes.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
just was reminded of a funny thing. So Good Friday to you and to the
Oh, yes.
audience,
Good Friday, right?
and happy Pesach. I don't know, Chag Sameach. Yeah.
That's a man. Yeah.
And so we didn't do a Seder at my house, but we did a dinner, and we told the story of Passover. And I was talking to you about this earlier, Ellen. And my 10-year-old little boy, he was listening, and he was like, well, that doesn't quite sound right. He was being skeptical when I said, and Moses said to God, how can I do this alone? And there's, midrash about him having a stutter, and God tells him, then you can bring your brother. And Levi's like, yeah, I don't think that's in the Bible. And I'm like, okay, well, well, and then I tell the story, that the Jews were slaves in Egypt, and Moses sees the burning bush. Yes, and then so he was also in a little bit of disbelief about that, you know, wants to find like the natural reason why that would look that way or something, and
Right.
yeah, and so and the part that really got him was when after the 10th plague, and I said, and the Jews put the lamb's blood on the doorway, and the angel passed over their houses before the smoting of the firstborn. And Levy's like, an angel? Really, Mom? I said, it's the legend of our peoples. Different peoples have different legends, and this is ours. And, but the other thing that was so funny was my favorite part of a Passover Seder is when you open the door and say, all who are hungry, come and eat. Like an open heart, open door. And I asked Lev, will you please open the door and say that? And he looked at me in horror. He's like, Mom, you can't invite people in. And I was like, okay, we're not going to let them in the house. Just have them gather on the porch. Other people were making jokes about like Elijah, the prophet. Like, just let him in.
That's so funny. Life Passover in the time of the COVID-19 virus.
In to dinner.
Social distancing, don't you know?
It's very funny. So
yeah.
I feel like we did our duty. We had Passover dinner. It was not a Seder. We didn't have the haroset. You said you made that.
Roseth. Well, so I met with my family, and
Nice.
I didn't have anything. I didn't have any food. It was early because it was like 7:00 Eastern time. It was 5:00 my time, and I was like,
I'm not ready for dinner.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know. Yeah, I certainly wasn't running out to the supermarket and getting special foods for Passover. I just didn't do that. I didn't plan that in advance in my last food shop. But I had an apple, and I had some nuts, and I had some raisins. So I cut it all up. I didn't, haroseth is with wine, and I don't know, it's kind of liquidy and mushy. Yeah. So I just cut up an apple and some nuts and was kind of nibbling it while during the whole time. I didn't have matzah or anything.
Yeah, we had the wine. We did have matzah.
Okay.
Friends in town brought me a box of matzah because I was like, I don't have matzah. What am I going to do? And so we had our matzah bride this morning.
Nice.
My boys love that.
Yeah.
As do I. And so I feel like I did my duty. They say tell the children the story about this, and so I did. However much disbelief my son had.
Yeah. I think that's whatever. They get out of it what they get out of it. I mean, we're here still telling the story, and we heard the same stories when we were kids, and I'm sure we didn't buy it or
and our grandparents heard the same stories when they were kids.
Exactly. It's the story. It just keeps perpetuating. It's just, I think it's how it's told. And so I think on that note, you and I shared earlier also that my family has traditionally used the very, very old, not the Maxwell House version. Some of you older Jews out there will know what I'm talking about. It's very antiquated, Haggadah. And we now, use this. My niece and my brother actually rewrote it, so it's like the Ronis family Seder, and it's it's a story. It's just a very shortened version, and it's kind of to the point. And then this
4 glasses of wine.
Yeah, you do all the usual things: the questions, the wine, the story, the whole thing. But it was much
to the left and have your wine.
But this time around, we didn't even do that because we wanted it to be super short and sweet, so my other niece found another little short version of the story. And I was like, oh, that's the story. Like, the shorter the version of the story, the more I myself, as an almost 60-year-old woman who's been doing this forever, could grok it. I was like, oh, that's what that means.
Maybe that's because what I should have used for love, because he didn't buy any of it.
Any of it, yeah.
But so I didn't have haroset. How brilliant yours was. I didn't have horseradish. I did have fried chicken. So I had the bone
Perfect.
and I had matzah.
My sister had a cardboard cutout of a shank bone on her.
That's great.
My nephew had Pringles. He's like, we have Pringles. That's all we have. So that was his version
I
of
know.
matzah.
I don't know how people are
It
plenty
was
of
just like, I don't care that much
oh,
about I don't know. I care about just the energy of the story, the basic bottom line, which is really about freedom. It's
yes.
finding freedom in difficult circumstances. And I think that is certainly relevant to what we're going through today. And for me, my family was just about connecting in this new and different way on Zoom and seeing everybody. And it was actually wonderful to see people. And
We're
it's one of
actually
the
having a family meeting on Zoom on Sunday.
yeah.
This is not wine, by the way. It's not wine, it's water, because I spend a lot of time in my sound studio.
Yes.
Drinking
So
wine,
cool.
and then I have wine bottles, and I fill them up with water.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah.
So, any new rituals that you're finding? I mean, small. When I say ritual, I just mean, do you have a meditation practice? Do you have like a rhythm, a regular way of feeding your soul and connecting with the divine?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to have a routine. It's really hard, as everybody knows, who's not working now and at home. It's really important, though. I could feel how important it is to have some semblance of an order of the day, because I do have days where I'm just spinning around going, wait, what should I be doing?
Yes.
I'm dancing a lot,
I love
which has
to hear
really
that.
saved my life. I mean, it always saved my
Oh,
life. Always my
oh,
absolute deepest joy, really, and expression of whatever's going on in me comes through
yes.
dancing. And so I've done a lot of these online Zoom dance churches. My friend is out
Oh,
in
wonderful.
LA, and so she's invited me, and I've become sort of a part of their community, which has been just great fun.
I love it.
Things in New Paltz too, the dance church that happens once a month, I think, and the frolics, and it's been
I didn't
a
realize that stuff was happening
it is
virtually.
happening. Just look it up. Yeah. Or I can send you the links, yeah, all
Yeah,
those folks
please,
you all
please.
know. Yeah. And it's been just a beautiful joy, like to see people that I haven't seen in so long and to
Yeah.
dance with them again. It's funny online way, but that's been great. And so I try to find those things regularly in the week,
Yes,
and I put those in. That's part of my,
that's
I guess you'd
wonderful.
say that's a spiritual practice.
Wonderful.
um,
Yeah.
and so I have that, and I have been doing this Buddhist meditation from 6 to 6:30 every weekday
Oh, every
online.
day.
And
That's awesome, Ellen.
yeah, it's just a really quick little, they do just a little um whatever they call it, like a dharma talk about something, and then
Yes.
something relevant to what everybody's going
Yeah.
through, and then a little tonglen, which is compassion, taking in the suffering and then putting out compassion and light.
Yes.
And it's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful touchstone for me to do that every day. And I walk every day at least minimum of an hour. Like I've been hiking almost every single day
Seamus
for
would be so proud of you.
What?
Seamus would have been so proud of you.
Oh, he would have been with me. He would have
Yes,
been,
he would
yeah,
have
would
been
have
with
been walking
you.
with me. Yeah, I know. I've been thinking so much about him.
He would have
How he
been, he would have loved this quarantine.
Yeah, exactly. Because mama's home. Mama's home all the time. I
Yeah.
am enjoying my housemates' animals, and we got
Yes.
baby chicks. So we have 5 baby chicks in the
Oh,
kitchen. And
I was thinking about getting chicks who will then become chickens, hens, hopefully.
yes,
And
yeah, no, they're very useful.
I don't
Give
want
you an egg.
roosters right now. My neighbors have had chickens over the years, and the roosters used to fight till they're pecked and bloodied. These chicks were not raised by their mama. That's clear.
Yeah.
They were from like Agway.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be like that. I know it's kind of a crapshoot with how they
Yeah,
get along with each other.
yeah.
So far, these little
Mandarins
guys
are
are doing
mellow.
great.
I mean,
These guys.
Mandarins are mellow. They're, but it's amazing how many expressions in the English language come from having chickens. Oh,
Hen.
he henpecked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Henpecked. I mean, can you think of others? I mean, all the time when something comes up, I'm like, don't put all your eggs in one
Oh,
basket.
yes, that's right.
And I mean, there's so many others that I think of.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I do
Yeah,
for
I can't
fun.
I can't think of any right now, but just
Yeah,
definitely the henpecked thing for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So,
yeah, and I'm trying to do some art. I've been having a little bit of a hard time sinking in, just sinking deep enough in to like actually do some things. But I have done a few little paintings that I'm actually really pleased with that feel really expressive and
ooh.
little things. I did a soul collage with a friend online. We sat together and did collage and some writing,
Oh, I
and
love
that was
that.
brilliant. So I'm doing like lots of little things like that. I would not say like I have a new spiritual practice, but I just think that all those things feel
You win.
well. But I also don't have a kid to take care of,
Yeah.
right? And I am able to move around. I mean,
I'm also narrating books, and then
yeah, you're working.
I'm
You're working. I'm
working.
not
I know, and
working.
I was doing this work when Levy would go to school, and now Levy is not going to school. So, yeah, we have to figure out what to do about the screen because,
Hmm.
when I'm down here working, he's on the screen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, for a little while, we didn't mind so much because he could talk to his friends with his headset, you know, and it was fine. It wasn't really interfering. But now it's been like accumulating,
Yeah.
screen, screen, screen. Now we're like, he's having such a hard time. He's,
I can imagine.
becoming
Yeah.
hysterical for, you know, small reasons, not
Hmm.
worthy of hysterics. Or I shouldn't say that. It's worthy to him, but he needs more support.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there's some groups or something that, like of kids online. I bet that would be actually a really cool thing, to have
Yeah,
some parents do a Zoom group with all the kids and have them
yes,
be able to talk with each other, or maybe do like an art project together,
yes,
thing, I don't
yes.
know,
Oh, I
something
love
like
all
that
these ideas.
could be really interesting. And, I get it. I get that the kids are going out of their minds and the moms and
Yeah,
dads are going out of their minds. And how do I really understand that challenge.
yeah.
I feel very blessed in a certain way. As sad as I
Yes,
am that I didn't have a kid, I feel very blessed right now. For a lot of reasons. I mean, I live in an amazingly beautiful place with
yeah.
trails right outside my house, and I really have it good here for this
Uh,
particular kind of
I'm so
circumstance.
happy to hear
So, but I get it. This is
that.
not easy.
I'm not unhappy,
Mhm.
I'm just tired.
Yeah, I bet. I
Mhm.
bet it's like full time now for you, really,
Right.
with
Right.
Lev and your job and just taking care of yourself, right? All
Mhm.
the things that
Mhm.
you were getting help with. So I know
Right.
that
I
that's,
and I haven't been promoting the podcasts, which I want to do, but I think we'll just keep making them, Ellen.
yeah,
Just keep
yeah.
checking in and talk about dreams.
Talk about stuff. I know. Yeah, our dream talk wasn't so deep today, but that's okay. We talked about other things.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to continuously, as I have been, incubate a dream, meaning
Hmm.
ask for a dream, and there's in different cultures, there's ideas, even in the Hasidic culture, that rabbis used to write their question on a piece of parchment and sleep with that parchment under their pillow. And then the story goes, in the morning, the answer would be written. But I think what happened is in the morning, they will have dreamed something that can significantly help them solve their problem.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I want to incubate the dream. I mean, the one you told also felt so much like a collective dream. It didn't feel that personal.
Uh-huh.
It felt like this is what's happening around the globe right now. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I do think so too. And I think that's why, yeah, in a way, like I didn't have any different feelings about it than I have in my waking life about what's
Yeah.
happening. which is of course very
Yes.
multi-leveled, you know, the feelings
Yes.
are all over the place, you know, like
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully by checking in with each other and sharing dreams, we can stay at a higher vibration and contribute more levity right
Yeah.
now to the world.
Yeah. 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 That, I think that's really important to stay, you know, to really feel all your feels, as people are saying, like, you
Feel
know,
all your
and,
feels.
you know, like feel everything, feel your frustration, your sadness, your grief. I think we're all going through a grieving process in a certain way, because not only are we losing people to this illness, but also, you know, people are losing jobs, and not just temporarily. Some of this is going to
Yeah.
go on,
In a way, it
and losing
started
a way
from
of.
when California burned, when Sonoma County, right, that the wine country, when all of a sudden these towns in Napa Valley, which were so picturesque and beautiful, are burned. It's like it will never be the same. But it just this compounding. This is obviously worldwide and more devastating. But yeah, it's what I feel like we're on a moving, like on Grease, the movie Grease.
Mhm.
She do you know that scene when Danny and Sandy she's like wearing her black leather pants and has a cigarette. They won't show a movie like that for kids anymore.
I love that movie, but I don't remember that scene.
And they're on this shaking ground, and that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Now I have
Yeah. No,
to
it definitely feels
follow
like that. It's
through.
definitely like, woo. Yeah. Like
Right,
you
right.
energetically, it is like that. I feel like the
Yeah,
energy is
yeah,
definitely wobbly. It's
yeah,
very wobbly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
wobbly.
So,
There's
yeah.
wobbly
But I think
energy.
really, I do see such a gift in it, though. I really do see such a
Yeah,
gift in it. Just in across the board, you know,
I
that
mean the air
those,
quality,
yeah.
air
Yeah. The
quality.
air quality, pollution. I mean, I'm still on the same tank of gas, you know, that I was like a month ago. I haven't
That's
filled my
great.
tank because I'm not going
I don't
anywhere.
even
I mean,
have
I am going to the
a
supermarket.
tank. Gas. I just have my scooter. Those are my wheels.
Mhm. Yeah.
No,
The gas is really cheap now anyway, but whatever.
oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
gas these days.
Sorry, how much?
How much is it these days? Yeah.
Yeah, here it's like $1.75. It's so cheap. It's
Wow.
ridiculous. I
Wow. I
know.
wonder
I don't really.
what it is here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a New Mexico thing. Yeah, I heard it had something to do with fracking, that they're fracking here, unfortunately,
Okay.
not in Santa Fe, but
Oh,
so
oh,
so
oh. So you get a tax break? No, I don't like that at all.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true. That was hearsay, so I really haven't looked into it, but I have been meaning to like look into what is the deal? Why are the prices so low? What is happening, you know, in
Yes.
Saudi Arabia or wherever we get our oil
I
from?
heard that
I don't
the
know.
royal family in Saudi Arabia has many cases of coronavirus.
I have heard that too. I have heard that too. Yeah. Don't know if there's a direct connection there, but yeah. I can't see what that is. Greece?
Yes.
Woo! Fun.
I don't want to get in trouble for copyright. Go together. Ding, 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 I think that is the antithesis of the dream of not fitting in, is
Mm,
we go together. But even that many people, seeing that many people in the scene is making me nervous. These days, I'm not used to seeing people.
yeah, it is really interesting. When I went to the supermarket yesterday, I was finding myself, it's very agitating going to the market because I'm wearing a mask and I'm wearing the gloves and everybody's wearing masks. Well, most people are. And then the people who aren't, I feel really irritated. I feel like angry at them.
I
What are you
I,
doing?
I hear you.
And they're this couple were like, They look like a very nice couple, whatever. No masks, no gloves. And they're picking up things and they're picking up containers of things and going, what do you think? Should we get this? And they're having these whole discussions where they're talking and,
Oh,
you know, spitting all over. No, I don't know if they were spitting, but
no,
you know what I mean? It's like an airborne disease, right? It's so contagious. And they're like, and then they put the thing back on the shelf and
I'm
then they
sorry,
took
Ellen,
another.
did you say something?
I
Because
didn't,
how
but
could
I
you,
should.
how could
I'm
you not,
sorry I didn't, actually. I
you
was just
know,
like, yeah.
go be on the lookout for them and say something.
I
Hopefully
know. I really
they'll
should
have,
have, because it's like,
not that
fine.
I
If they
want
want to be
that the
selfish, if they
world,
want to get the disease, fine. But it's like, we need to take care of each other. We
exactly,
take care of each
exactly. You're
other.
not going to
Yeah.
catch it because you're covered. You're not going to breathe in there.
Right.
Bit, but you know, the food, that's something
Yeah.
that
It's
that's
just
not,
ridiculous. And
yeah.
there, yeah, it was very agitating and weird. But also like just that there were people and that was, yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
not used to being around people,
yes.
you know? So it's just like, whoa.
You
And it
guys have
wasn't really crowded, but
any grocery delivery deals going on?
we do. There's a couple of supermarkets are doing that Instacart thing.
Okay.
But I just, you know,
Mm,
I actually prefer to go out and I'm okay
yeah,
with suiting up and everything
okay.
because I just
You have your,
prefer to pick
you
my
have
own
your
stuff.
protective
Yeah,
shield.
my gear. I don't have a shield.
Shield. Have you seen those shields?
I have seen those. Yeah, those are pretty, I'm sure those are
Just get them
really
from the police force.
right, right. Yeah, no, I'm just one of those bandana users, but that's the
Yeah,
best I can do, you know?
yeah, yeah. Well, you didn't you say, was that you who said that you're, do you have an aunt in Ireland? No, I don't think that was you.
No, no.
Because my friend Serena made me a mask that I'm waiting for in the mail. Maybe it came. I saw the postman come by earlier. And I was speaking with, I think, my friend Sammy, who said her aunt in Ireland was making her one. That wasn't you. Right.
Nice. No, and I would love to have a homemade one. I tried to do the one with the rubber bands. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen that one where
Yeah.
you
No, I have. I
I
posted.
can't, it won't stay on my ears for
Oh,
some
really?
reason.
Can I see your
Just
ear?
yeah, I have big ears. I don't know if that
Nice
big ears
ears,
sort of
Ellen.
stick out.
Oh, do they? Oh,
I don't know. They just
I
like I put it
see
around
how
here and
they
just kind of
stick out.
it pulls my ears like this and like falls off. It
All
just
right,
won't.
then that's not the right style for you.
It's not there. So I just do the double layer and put it across my mouth right under my
Well, and those
glasses.
too, of course.
Nose, of course. I do it all the way up to here, up to
Yeah,
my eyes, and
yeah.
around my whatever. Just do
You
the
don't
best I.
cover your eyes.
I could put a burqa on. That would be
I
handy right now.
would still keep your eyes uncovered.
It would just be my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's a crazy new world. And I'm sure this part of the new world will be over at some point. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think things are going to be really different financially. I mean, I have no income. It's been really frightening, actually. I mean, I'm trying to stay pretty calm and trusting that I'll get all the possible loans and
Yes. Yes.
grants and such. But so far, there's not a dime that anybody has seen, not in New Mexico anyway. I don't know about other
No, I
places,
haven't
but
either in New York.
yeah,
So,
I think we will eventually.
yeah, I think we
Stay
will.
positive about
Yeah,
that.
let's definitely stay positive about that and about our health and
And
about
about our health, do
health,
everything you
yeah,
can, eat
our loved
well, get some
ones.
fresh air,
Wash your hands, wash
sit
your
outside.
hands.
Hmm?
Wash your
You
hands,
wash,
wash
yes, well, of course, all of that, all
your
of that.
disinfect.
And
So,
yeah.
yeah, so, well, thank you, Ellen. It was lovely to connect. And like I
Yes.
said, I want to make these regularly. So,
Mhm.
but I guess I have editing work to do. I'd rather do this. I'd rather schmooze about dreams, but now I
I
have
hear
to
you.
about Reiki. So it's not so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, that's good. Could be worse, right? Could be about, I don't know, something else
People like
unfun.
my voice for these books about Reiki or crystals or chakras. I've done
That's interesting.
yeah, different, but then I get confused because I'm not a good file keeper. I'm learning to
Mm.
be more detailed, but then I get confused. Like, wait, is that his book or is that the book I had done, because I have to say the chapters are quite repetitious.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay, my dear.
Okay, well, it's great to chat with you, and we'll do this again for sure. And I'm gonna really consciously request some dreams too. I think what's
Yeah,
happening is we are living in the dream
we are
world,
living
and so
in
my dream world is less juicy because my daily life, literally every minute, it feels like a dream. So
exactly.
I think that's what's
Exactly.
happening. Yeah.
So I hope everyone is well, and you'll join us again and again. And we're doing this on YouTube now, Ellen. So not only do we have the podcast, the Dream Stream podcast, but we have the Dream Stream YouTube channel. And I'm getting a phone call. Oh, it's Diedrich's. I'm not gonna take it. I'll just sorry everyone. Okay. They have curbside pickup at the,
Oh, very nice.
remember Diedrich's in New Paltz,
Oh, yes, yes.
right next to
Oh,
convenience store.
good.
So they have curbside pickup. But I didn't want just my prescriptions. I wanted another Burt's Bees lip shimmer.
Yes, important things we
And
must have.
also gum, because a friend told me, and this is one of my biggest issues with narrating, because I smoke a lot of marijuana. I have cotton mouth quite
Mhm.
often. And my friend told me yesterday, if you chew gum, you won't have cotton mouth. So I also ordered a bunch of packs of gum from Diedrich's. Another called me to tell me my curbside order is ready.
Your order is ready. Okay, well, good. You get to practice chewing gum and seeing if
And
that helps.
not having to edit
Yes, right, exactly. That's
constant. It's like edit.
that's a good investment, a
It's
few
really,
packs of gum, I would say. All
okay.
right, my dear. Until next
Sweet
time,
dreams, Ellen. I'll talk to you
sweet dreams to you too.
until we meet again, listeners and viewers. I saw a funny comedian say, it's really strange to end like a family Pesach by pressing end meeting.
Totally is. And everyone's like, wait, how do I get off this thing? All the
End
older
meeting.
people that are,
Okay, I'm
okay,
ending it.
I'm going to leave. Okay, bye.
Bye, Annie. End meeting.